always thought just being ready is the point. It keeps the villain in check.
I wanted to start by asking Idris, this is a bit of a film buff question. I don't even know if this nuance is me just reading too much into it. During the moment in the third act when we get to meet your character in person for the first time and he's shooting around with the kids, when he takes his jump shot, he's buttoned up with his suit. But when he's talking to the individual kids, the button is undone. We don't see you on screen actually physically undo the button, but I look at that and I see a little bit of a difference between who he is professionally and who he is personally. Was that intentional? And even if it wasn't, kind of talk to me about the dichotomy of who your president is professionally versus personally.
Nice, I like it.
Great question. Good observation, because no, it wasn't done intentionally. What I can say is that it was done for real. In other words, I walked in there, the crowd didn't know Idris was coming. They knew someone was coming, and they knew it was the president of the United States, but they didn't know it was me. And so as we walked in there, 7 cameras going, that reaction, that cadence of events, me talking to the young girls was not,
it's you.
It wasn't scripted. It was sort of like, this is what happens. And so for me, it was really interesting to be able to bring, I guess, a little personality into my president, who he is. Catherine wanted this segment of the film to be anchored on a human being. This is a president that essentially is civil servant, working class civil servant, got to the top job. So he's as real as it comes, and his jump shot might have been messy or it might have been, whatever it was, but it was anchored on trying to be a real human being. I hope that answers your questions. And I think that this segment of the film, because the audience have gone through it twice, need to have someone that's a little bit relatable, someone that they can sort of search their eyes and wonder what decision they're going to make, maybe even find a little bit of themselves in that person.
Yeah, very wonderfully said. I only have 2 minutes left, so I want to ask you both about the ending of this film. We'll save this until after it's released. Rebecca, for you to start, we end on such a massive cliffhanger. It leaves us as the audience thinking so much. From Olivia's perspective, how do you think she saw how everything ended out?
Oh, it's so hard to see how everything ended out. I think one of the most amazing things in this film is the fact that there's an ambiguity to it and that we do not know the outcome and we don't know where the threat is and we don't have good people or bad people. We are human beings who are very highly trained, even more trained than the president himself, who makes the decision whether or not to nuke in retaliation. And I think that's the conversation that we're hoping to spark.
The question of retaliation is one that we don't know for certain. Do you think your president is someone who would retaliate, or he would just take it on the chin and keep the peace?
It's hard to say, if I'm really honest. I think my president would probably have
also no retaliation.
Kept the world in focus. So sorry. No. I think that he probably would have kept the world as his focal. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, it is the sacrifice of having 10 million people die versus the entire planet would have probably been his decision. But I don't know. I don't know whether that's actually my preference or my character's preference. But yeah, weirdly enough, we didn't really discuss it. We didn't want to know the answer.
And I think this is the thing that Catherine keeps saying. Is this the way to keep peace? Is a nuclear weapon the decision? Is that how we retaliate? Is it the fact that we should communicate the fact that we need to de-escalate the nuclear warheads that we have around the world? I mean, it's absurdity that we think keeping peace is by nuclear weapons and nuclear war.
Yeah, mutually assured destruction is ridiculous. It's terrifying. I see films like Oppenheimer, I see films like this, and it just makes me a little precarious.
I blame Cillian Murphy for this. And that's the soundbite right there.
Guys, that's all the time I have, but thank you so much.
It's good to see you again, man.
Good to see you. Good.
Thank you.